or you know you supposed to be getting up for work and that alarm done went off and you like, all right, one more second. That little snooze feels so good. If I was a winter baby born in Florida, would I still like the snow then? Because it don't snow there. I never use setting powder. I would just be like very still, not touching my face because I didn't want the makeup to rub off, y'all. That is a horrible feeling. What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Carrie. If you're new here, please make sure you hit that red subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss anything when I upload. If you ain't new, welcome back, boo. Let's go ahead and get it popping. So this is my everyday makeup, y'all. This is basically the look that I'm wearing most of the time. Some products may interchange, but most of the products are exactly what I use. I'm gonna say if you're trying to go for this type of look, which I love because it goes with everything, you don't have to use every single product that you see me using. You are free to interchange it. Use drugstore products, which I love, by the way. I'm just using what I have available, but like I said, it's never locked into one specific product. I may interchange products. This is also going to be a get to know me. You guys have asked me some questions, so I'm going to go ahead and answer those questions. If you're interested in this wig, I did do a review. Be sure to check that out. It will be linked in the description box below. It'll pop up somewhere around here. And the eyes of the day is Ice Brown from TTDI. Promo code is Carrie. If you want to save you a little bit of coin, let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, I am a fan of drugstore brands. Number one, because it's cheap and I'm cheap. I don't like to spend too much money on products, but some of these may be high-end because it's been gifted to me in PR or something like that. Trust me, girl, I'm not spending money on half this stuff, okay? But I would definitely say that this tutorial is definitely interchangeable. Like, you don't have to use exactly what I'm using. If you have a primer that works better for you, that's $10 versus something that's more expensive, then you can do that. You don't have to use everything I'm using. I'm just basically kind of showing you what I do. So you can use your products to still get my everyday look, if you get what I'm saying, girl. So first of all, I'm going to be using a primer. Now, all of the primers that I have, besides the one I'm going to show you in a second, has been gifted to me. So that's an example of what I'm saying. Laura Mercier has sent me over so many primers. So I just use them. You know, this one I use if I'm going for more of a matte look, and this one I use if I want a more illuminating look. Now, my everyday makeup look consists of the same overall look as far as how I apply my makeup and things like that, but sometimes I may want more of a matte finish, and some days I might be like, you know what, let me get more of a glow, if that makes sense. So I think I'm gonna go in with just the regular hydrating primer, no illumination or anything like that. When it is the summertime, like around this time of the year, I do use my Becker Ever Matte Priming Primer. Okay, priming primer. This stuff I actually purchased with my own coin, hence it is the mini size because I don't need the full amount, and that is because I only apply it to the places where I get very oily. Okay, girl, it is a bit on the expensive side. I think it's like $30 for the bigger one, but this little mini one is like $15 or something like that. So I use that literally just for the areas I know is gonna get greasy. So if you have oily skin, definitely check the primer out. It is definitely one of my favorites. I came across it a couple years ago and nothing beats it, girl. It is great. It's great. Okay, so I'm just gonna apply it here. So let me show you what I mean. And you don't need a lot either. So I'm just gonna apply this little teeny amount to this little area here, and I do put it on my brows. My brows tend to get greasy too, y'all. Just like that, okay? And I let that settle a little bit. All right, y'all, so the first question is from my girl Latoya. She always leaves me a bunch of comments. Shout out to you, girl, because you are the realest, okay? So L Neil 2800, she asked me a couple of questions. The first thing she asked me was, am I still planning a new edition? And if so, how's my journey going? So you guys kind of already know the answer to that. I just dropped a video last week, kind of an update on my PCOS journey, because you know your girl going through some things, and yes, I'm still trying to have a baby. So we already know that. Before I jump into the next question, I'm jumping in with the NYX Total Control Pro, y'all. So in my last Get Ready With Me video, I did mention how NYX Total Control was my favorite foundation of all time. I did notice that it did say Pro on it, and I did notice that the formulation was a little bit different from how I remembered, but I just thought that they changed their formula up because I still got the flawless finish that I was used to. I didn't think anything of it, but I just realized that this is actually a new launch that they did. So they basically redid the original. I did see some people commenting on their page. Some people didn't like the new formulation. Some people did. However, I love it. I don't have any problems with it. The first one, I would say, was a little bit more liquidier. This one does have a little bit slightly more of a thicker consistency. I did do a review on that foundation. If you want to see that, it will be linked below. But this is absolutely amazing. I do feel like it gives you skin like it looks like skin. Okay, that's why I really like it. You do it right, you set it right, you shouldn't have a problem. The color that I use is sienna, and they do have multiple ranges, and they do have options where now you can actually insert with another dropper to lighten your foundation, darken it. If you can't find your exact match, it kind of helps you to make your own formula, if that makes sense. But anyways, this is the foundation that I'm going to be going with. Like I said, it's my favorite. Now, the second question she asked me was, what do you like to do for fun other than having a YouTube channel? Y'all, I'm addicted to cleaning the house. Okay, I know that sounds pretty weird, but cleaning the house is like something that I absolutely love to do. It's something that I absolutely love to do, y'all. I don't know why. It's almost like an addiction. I also love to binge watch renovation videos on Hulu. Hulu's my stuff. They got all the good stuff. Cooking competition shows, those are really fun too. So cleaning up and just kind of kick back and watching TV and binging, just regular stuff that everybody else does. Now for my brows, I typically use whatever I have. What I absolutely love to use but I ran out of is precisely my brow pencil, and it's from Benefit, and it's just a pencil with a spoolie on the other side. Is retractable, but I ran out. And I only really buy products when I run out of something, and that's how I get to find out about new products I've never tried. So I did pick up the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow for the first time, and it's color Ebony. So that's what I'm going to use really quick to do my brows, and I do go in with a Morphe 165 brush because it's like very angled and precise, so I could kind of shape out my brows, y'all. So I'm gonna pop these brows on really quick because it's like a video in its own. I don't want to slow down this too much, and then I'm gonna come back. But before I go, let me answer the next question. It says, also, what's the best advice you would give anyone who would like to start a channel? My main thing is just be confident in whatever you decide to do, what kind of channel you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, girl. But just be confident, because your confidence definitely shows through, y'all. If you're watching someone's video, you could tell if they're confident or not. Sometimes you be like, I don't trust her. She don't seem like she knows. You know what I'm saying? So just be confident. Know what you want to do. Have a passion for it. And just get the minimal stuff. Get you a camera or a phone. Doesn't have to be expensive. So a little ring light or window light, and just get to it, y'all. Don't think too hard about it. Once you actually do it and press record that first time, whether you drop that first video or not, you will kind of get an idea like, okay, yeah, that was cool, or okay, no, this is what I should do. But you have to just do it to know what's going to work for you, if that makes sense. Let me get these brows on really quick. All right, so the next question that she asked me was my favorite foods. My ultimate favorite food of all time. This is more so of a dessert, but it's like my ultimate favorite, y'all. And I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I would eat it for breakfast. And now that I'm trying to be good, we don't do that no more. But ice cream. I love ice cream. Ever since I was a child, ice cream has just been like one of my favorites, y'all. I can't get enough of some ice cream. And luckily, I have found a section, well, it's not a section, in the ice cream section in the store, they do have a lot of options now for dairy-free ice cream, which is made with coconut milk or almond milk, but mainly it's Ben & Jerry's, because they have like all of the dope flavors and stuff that I really be like, yo, this is mad good. So I love that option because I get to have my ice cream and it tastes just like ice cream. It don't taste no different and it don't make my stomach hurt, okay? Because that dairy ain't right for me. But before I started trying to be like all healthy and not eating any animal products, because animal products really aren't good for my body. I know that, but you know, to each his own. I used to love me some boneless buffalo wings, okay? And that is just from like any fast food spot that makes it good. I mean, from home too. I love to make it myself. Homemade is really, really good. But like Sonic's makes some really good boneless buffalo wings. Checkers. Domino's, not too much because I don't like that cheese that they put on. You know, they put that extra cheese on your chicken. It's alright, but I don't be feeling all that. I be like, nah, son, nah. And a little bit of ranch dressing on the side. I'm not a big fan of blue cheese at all. My skin's been breaking out. I think it's the metformin or something, because that's the only really big change to my system. But now that I'm trying to eat healthy, the buffalo chicken, it kind of grosses me out. Sometimes if I do say, okay, let me eat a little piece of chicken today, because y'all, I'm not like a vegan. I try to be vegan, but I'm not 100% completely there yet, or there at all, if that will even happen. But sometimes the thought of chicken even disgusts me now, because I'm like, oh, you about to eat that chicken, like not as a food, but you about to eat that animal. And as I start thinking about what it really is, I start to feel disgusted. This foundation is the bomb and then some. Like, it just looks so good on my skin, y'all. It looks like skin. Y'all see it? Some people, I heard them saying that it was too greasy. But I think if you set it right, you won't have that problem. I like it. And once it dries and settles, you're not greasy. It's perfectly fine. So I was like, girl, I don't know what they doing over there. Was it like 20? Was it $20? Was it really? Even so, that's not bad. That's not bad. The next thing I like to do is do my highlighting. And I have two concealers that I use. Only two. Now, if you want to go on the cheaper side, you could use Juvia's Place. I use number 13. And this one is my absolute favorite though. This is the MAC Pro Long Wear Concealer in NC45. This one gives you more of that creamy, like gel cream consistency. This was more creamy, but I love the tone of this and how it looks on me. I was gonna go in with Juvia's, but I think I'm just gonna go on with the MAC because I really do like it, and it's my favorite. Okay, it's my favorite. But like I said, you don't have to use the exact products that you see me using. The next question she asks is, if you could visit one place in the world, where would it be and why? Now, I've never left the country, y'all, and that is because I kind of try to put my priorities first, if that makes sense. I'm just like, there's a lot of things I kind of want to do, business-wise, life-wise, family-wise, and I just felt like going out the country and spending that money to do that wasn't in my best interest. I kind of felt like, girl, you got other more important things that you have to worry about, so that way you can have your fun later. I just feel like I wanted to do all the work and kind of work hard now, so that way I can do all the unlimited fun and traveling or whatever it is I want to do later. I just have a hard time dropping a bunch of money on traveling and stuff, especially out of the country, because you know it costs more money. If I do that, then I'm like, I could have spent that on this for business or that for business. I could have put that into savings. That's just how I be feeling. I know at the same time you still have to have fun in life, because you never know what can happen. But I don't know, it's just hard for me to do that. But if I could go, if I did have one place that I could go, I used to say somewhere where there was like water, like beachy and stuff, because that's just something that I enjoy. I like not just a regular old beach, like a, you know, something here in the U.S. Something with a nice, pretty, fresh water, some beautiful palm trees. And when you talk about Miami, something like resort-like, you know, something that just makes you feel like you're being pampered and catered to. I have no idea where I want to go now. Not for the first trip, at least. I have no idea. Like, that is something that I would really have to think hard about, especially since I've never been out the country. And I'm going to top off with a little bit of the Juvia's anyway, y'all, just under my eyes to brighten it up, because that concealer that I use, the MAC one, it is darker than this one, so I would like to brighten up my under eyes. I just put a little bit under my eye to brighten it up a little bit. You know, that's it. My next question comes from Mauve or Mauve. I hope I'm saying it right, girl. I hope I'm not pronouncing your name wrong. I hope not. But she asked, what is your greatest fear in life? Now, that's a really great question. That's a really, really good question. Girl, I'll be honest with you. I don't think I have one, but let's take a pause on that. So I'm going to be setting the places that I highlighted with my Fenty beauty powder in the color Honey. I absolutely love this stuff. I've been using this for a very long time. Don't think I'll be stopping using it anytime soon. So it gives me a nice, smooth set. And I like that it has like a little yellow warmness to it. I love the little yellow warmness to it, y'all. I absolutely love it. Give me a nice little undertone. They do have other shades available if Honey is not for you, and they also have certain shades in a mini size, so if you don't want to spend the money on the big ones, you can go ahead and get the smaller ones. So that may work too, you know, especially if you want to try it out. But you know, if you go somewhere like Ulta, Sephora, if you buy makeup or whatever, if you're not happy with it, as long as you don't violate, you know, you try it out, you can always return it, get your money back, or exchange it. So it's not a big deal anyway. Now, I did forget to go in with the concealer and dab it on my eyelids too, but I just put a little dot. Now that's just to brighten up my lids a little bit. Like a fear in life, that's like a very open question, so it's not really specific enough for me. But there is only one fear that I have, period. And I have the fear of learning how to swim, okay? I have a fear of it, and I don't know where it comes from, y'all. Well, actually, I do. So, when I was younger, like, I'm talking young, like 5, 6. I wasn't even 10 yet. My mom used to send us to a sleepaway camp every freaking summer. And it was like 2 weeks or something. It was called Camp Eureka. And it was in Roscoe, New York. I don't know if anybody heard of that. But me and my sister, we would go. And they would try to teach you how to swim every summer. And I've been there so many summers, girl, and I still don't know how to swim. So I think what happened is like 1 year I was kind of okay. I remember them teaching us how to float on our back, how to float on our stomachs. And then something happened where I kind of went underwater. So no water went up my nose, and you panic out a little bit. And after that time, I kind of just been freaked out ever since. And even in my adult life, I'll still get in the pool, but I try not to do too much movements or go too deep where I can't get close to the edge where I can hold on to something, you know what I'm saying? Because once that water lifts you up off your feet, girl, you could be flipping. And I'm just not for it. I'm just not for it. It's just very scary to me. It's very uncomfortable. People have tried to teach me how to swim. I be kicking and doing what they doing, and it seems like I just go sinking anyway. So I be like, girl, am I built, like, is something in me? Do I have weights on me or something, girl? It's never been a smooth, easy flow for me, so no. But that's the only thing that I'm actually afraid of, period. But as far as like regular life things, girl, I ain't got no fear. I just do what I do and just, you know, go with the flow. That's it. That's it. So there's a few more questions, but I'm going to move into the eye portion. Now for the eye portion, I love using the Juvia's Place Chocolates powder palette because it's just neutral. This is the main color that I typically use, and I just put it throughout my entire lid, and then maybe I'll go in with this and that if I want to darken the corners. So that's exactly what we're going to end up doing. So I'll just take me one eyeshadow brush, girl, and this is from Bristles Beauty. Nothing too special, and I literally just dip in there and I blend it out. I don't get fancy, I don't get precise, I don't do all of that, because once the look comes together, everything's gonna look nice anyway. All right, so her second question was, what is your biggest accomplishment? Now, to be honest with you, y'all, and like I said, I'm just going on with the light color, and I'm just putting it all over my face, girl. I ain't got time. I don't try to get precise. But I'm gonna have to say, as of right now, we're in the stage of my life, there aren't any like huge accomplishments that are out of the ordinary for me to even like praise, if that makes sense, because I I'm, you know, I'm about to be 30 this year, but I haven't done anything like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a huge accomplishment, or if that makes sense. So, at this stage of my life, if I had to choose something, because you know, to answer your question, I would just say that the biggest accomplishment so far is just turning 18 and being on my own. And I say that because so I graduated high school at 18, and from there I just been on my own, kind of got my own job, got my own crib, and just been doing life without living with my parent ever since. And it kind of grew me up a bit, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, for some people that's not a huge accomplishment, that's just regular life things. But nothing really crazy has happened yet. I do have a list of things that I need to be accomplishing within the next 2 to 5 years, and I feel like during that time I'll definitely have some accomplishments that I could brag about or mention, if that makes sense. You know, do you know that makes sense? It makes sense. Now, I know I'm married, but I'm not going to say that's an accomplishment. Like, I accomplished something, like I was trying to conquer him. You know what I'm saying? My husband. But that's just a blessing. I'm really happy that I'm married and I'm a wife. But, again, that's like normal life things to me. Like, you should be growing up and being an adult. You should be getting married, you know? So it's not like something superb or out of the ordinary, if that makes sense. But anyways, so that's it with my girl. So thank you so much for asking me that question. I'm gonna go in with this shade, like I said, and I'm just gonna dab a little bit into the corners. Now, my girl Ziva 19XD Jones, that's my girl. She comments a lot too, and I appreciate it. She asked me, how long have you been on YouTube and what inspired you to start your channel? Okay, now I've been on YouTube since September 6th, 2016. Okay, now I went a little darker than I intended to go, but it's all good. We're just gonna blend that out. We're just gonna have a smoky eye. But yeah, that is way darker than heavy. Y'all know Juvia's place palettes are very pigmented, but it's okay. It's all right. I wasn't trying to go that heavy. But the way my setup is right now, I don't have a lot of light down here, so I couldn't really see what I was doing. I looked in the mirror over here and I was like, whoa. But I've been on here for 5 years. Now, it's a crazy story. What prompted me to actually start a YouTube channel, now, I've been intrigued with YouTube for a long, long time. I was a person who was just a subscriber, just watching channels. And I would watch people review weaving here because I was a weave girl. So I will watch people install weaves, make you part wigs, do quick weaves, crochet hair, all that was my jazz. So before YouTube, I was still installing those things in my head. I just haven't had a channel yet at that time. And so that's what I would watch often. And then I'm like, you know, these girls are doing reviews, I could do that. And that's before YouTube got all fancy with all these fancy cameras and all that stuff. Everything was easier, if that makes sense. It was an easier kind of vibe. I'm gonna go in with some of the honey powder from Fenty and kind of lighten up that a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna go back in with the same chocolates palette, and I'm going with that light color and kind of lighten this up a little bit. Too dark for me. But anyways, I used to be like, yeah, I would love to do a YouTube channel. I just didn't do it, you know. I always said I would, but I didn't. Now, one day, just one random day, I was in Florida with Dominique in his apartment, and he had his MacBook and he had the photo booth on, and I was by myself. He was in another room doing what he was doing, and I picked up the MacBook. I went to the photo booth section and I just pressed record. I had this new hairstyle I just put in my hair. I think it was like some bohemian curl from Free Stress or something, and I did like a little mini review like, hey y'all, let me tell you about this hair. I was very monotone. It was so corny. That video never made it to YouTube, but that was me kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna post this, you know what I'm saying? I thought I was gonna post it, but I never did. I just kind of didn't, you know. I'm kind of glad I did. That video was great. But the next step that I do now, y'all, is I go in with my face setting powder, and in this case I'm using Laura Mercier setting powder in translucent medium deep. Now, like I said, you don't have to get expensive. This was gifted to me and I like it, so I use it, but you can definitely use what you have. Okay, now I take my little puff brush and I dab it in and I kind of put it all over my face, and then I'm going to take a brush and blend everything out together, and that's how I kind of make everything look seamless. Now, around that time, not too much later, maybe like a month, a couple weeks, I think it was just a couple weeks because we just got to Florida at that time, I ended up going to the Avita Institute, which is, I didn't mean to put that on my eye, but since I did it on that side, I'm doing that side. Which is a hair cosmetic school. They teach you hair and a little bit of nails or whatever. I went there, okay? I thought I wanted to do hair. I thought that was my thing, but it's not. I don't like doing hair. That's why I wear wigs. I'd rather do makeup than hair, but that's a whole nother story. But I went there, and it kind of tapped me a little bit more into my creativity, if that makes sense. There were a lot of young girls my age. Everybody was kind of into hair, being creative, expressing themselves. When you go to a school like that, you are going to see a lot of creative people. So once I got into that, I see they start wearing makeup and all this stuff, and it got me to want to wear makeup. So my aunt actually was gifted a bunch of Mary Kay foundation and stuff from her friend, and she was like, hey girl, you want some of this? I said sure. So I started wearing some Mary Kay foundation to my school every single day. But y'all, let me tell you something. I ain't know nothing about makeup at that time. I literally would not set my foundation. I didn't prime and I didn't set it. I was literally walking around with nice brows and greasy face, and every day I would come home like, why is my face so greasy and everybody's face is all sitting nice? I never used setting powder. I didn't know I needed to use setting powder. I would just be like very still, not touching my face because I didn't want the makeup to rub off, y'all. That is a horrible feeling. But once I kind of did that, I started liking makeup, and then I started getting all these compliments. Okay, when we moved to Georgia, it was a whole new set of people. By that time, I was a little bit better doing makeup, and at work, people would ask me like, oh, your makeup is so pretty, how do you do this, how do you do that? And Dominique is a photographer, y'all know that. So even at shoots and stuff, people would ask me, oh, your makeup is pretty, can you do mine, yada yada yada. So then people started asking me like all these tips and stuff. And then I said, you know what? Let me just make a YouTube channel. So it's funny because I thought I was going to start a YouTube channel doing hair, but it ended up starting with makeup. Like, that is so ironic. Like, I was just one of those natural girls who went and got her eyebrows waxed and went and got false lashes. That was the most makeup you would ever see on me. And from time to time I will try to put on some lipstick, but it didn't look right. Lipstick sometimes don't look right if you don't have on makeup. But so that's how I started with my channel. So once that first makeup tutorial came out, which was so long dragged out, it was an everyday makeup tutorial, and I was so boring because I was kind of shy to camera. It was over from there. I started doing creative makeup. That became my thing, and people loved to see it, and I was able to express myself. And then I kind of got bored of that, so I just was like, don't want to do that no more. Whatever I'm feeling at the time is what my channel kind of turns into. I loved wigs, so I started doing wig reviews, you know what I'm saying? If I'm into home decor, I'm going to be doing home decor videos. So whatever I'm kind of into at the moment, that's what you see on my channel. But that's how my journey started. I know that was like kind of long, but that's what it is. What I like to do, y'all, which I saw me doing, I like to take a clean eyeshadow brush and use the same face powder to get like the small pieces by your brows and stuff that the big brush will probably mess up. So you don't have to be like worrying about messing up your brows and stuff. So that is something I like to do to dust away all the excess. So she asked me one more question. This is the last question. She said, other than hair makeup, do you have any other hobbies or interests? I do. I definitely do. I love home decor, so I love to decorate inside of the house, y'all. I be switching this house up so many times, it's crazy. Even down to the smallest thing, like, oh, that the pillows were here, now they're here, you done changed. You done move this from here to here. I love decorating. I love inside home decor. I love fashion. I shop a lot. That's why you've been seeing a lot of fashion try-on hauls. I shop more than I do hauls, if that makes sense, because those haul videos take something out of you. I am going in with the Saharan Blush Volume 1 palette from Juvia's Place. This stuff is the bomb, super pigmented. I am going to use this palette, but I did skip a step. I'm going in with my Fenty Cocoa Naughty bronzer, and this is what I'm going to use to contour with. I don't really do the creams and the liquids foundations for my contour anymore because it's a bit harsh. I ain't feeling it like I used to do, so I just kind of dab it into here and I just kind of shape out where I want it to go. I'll just show you, okay? But back to answering her question. So fashion is something that I absolutely love to do as well. And baking, y'all, I love to bake. I love to bake. Even when it comes to cooking, you know, like baked macaroni and cheese, lasagna. Those are like my two favorites to bake. But as far as sweets and stuff, I love to bake cookies. I love to bake cakes. People love my cakes, okay? But since I've been trying to lay off of the unhealthy food, I ain't really been baking too much. But I think I'm going to bring a little bit of my little baking things to my channel a bit, especially around Thanksgiving, because that's my favorite time of year. I love to make my sweet potato cornbread, y'all. Wait till y'all see me make that, and y'all going to go ahead and make it, and y'all going to love it. My mom said, girl, I don't even want regular cornbread anymore. This is so good. So that is something that I really, really love to do. And I love to sleep. Like, I love sleeping, y'all. It feels so good. It feels so comfortable. I'm going to go in with my Mocha Mommy. And I do the same thing, but I don't bring her out as far. I just want to bring a little warmness to it. So, kind of right there a little bit. And more so, the center of my forehead. Not really on the sides. And then I know this is some really pigmented bronzer, y'all. So I go back in with the same face powder that I use for all my face, and I just kind of blend it out a bit just so it's not so harsh. But anyways, like I was saying, sleeping is one of my favorite things to do. Like, I could sleep in, and I think it feels so good, like when you're not supposed to sleep, y'all. Like, when you know you're supposed to be getting up for work and that alarm done went off, and you like, all right, one more second, that little snooze feels so good. Like, oh my gosh, sleep feels amazing. I love to sleep. Yes, that's a hobby. But that's basically all of the questions that I were asked. So I really do appreciate everyone sending in these questions and stuff like that. This made it a little bit fun. So hopefully you got to know me just a little bit more. I mean, I guess I could throw in a little something since it wasn't too many questions. Oh my gosh, this is not cute. So I just noticed that Becca primer, it patched up a bit right here, and it looks like my skin is peeling or something, and I hate when that happens. Oh my gosh, do y'all see it? I didn't notice it at first, because if I would have caught it before I started putting on all this powder, I would have fixed it before the liquid, because I ain't putting no liquid on there now, girl. That's gonna be a hot mess. I like to go in with this color to give myself a little bit of blush, and this stuff is pigmented, so be light, girl. Just you can see a difference already compared to that side, so I'm gonna do the same thing. Okay, now this stuff is pigmented, so I do always go back in with my regular brush and kind of blend it together, because I'm not too much of a fan of a lot of blush. I kind of like neutral tones and stuff, but I do like that it brings character. So that's what I've been doing lately. And then inside this palette as well, I've been really going in with Zara. This highlighter is super pigmented and it's pretty. So this palette offers me more than one thing. So y'all see that? Y'all see that little glow that we just got right there? So yeah. So that's basically it for the face. I just add that in the other little places, wherever. Now I'll just go ahead and answer a few questions. I am 30. No, I'm not. Why are you lying? I'll be 30 on Christmas Eve. I have been married 1 year in August. I've been together with my husband for 7 years as of February that just passed. I am a original New Yorker. I live in New York. I love the South and I love hot weather. I don't like the cold weather at all, y'all. At all. People be like, you should love the snow. You're a winter baby. And if I was a winter baby born in Florida, would I still like the snow then? Because it don't snow there. I do suffer from a mild thing of depression every once in a while. I may go through it. It just comes out of nowhere. I do have little anxiety attacks that happens randomly throughout the days. I try to manage it just by calming down and just woosahing, going outside, getting some fresh air. I'll feel my heart just beating fast if I just think about anything for too long or too hard, y'all. I almost have like an OCD to making things perfect. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. That's a whole different. We ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that. As far as the face goes, I'm pretty much done. I will be adding on some eyelashes that I got from Amazon. Y'all know everything will be linked in the description box below. The lippy that I'll be using is the ColourPop lippy. I'm not really a fan of their lippies because it's kind of hard to shop in and it's a little bit messy, but this is Petal Please. Since I got them, I use them. But I do like this color. This is the go-to color that I use like almost every day. It's called Cookie, and this is their matte lippy stick. It's not matte, it's more like a soft creamy kind of matte or whatever. So I'm just gonna add this lippy on. I add and I like to bring my bring it in a little bit. You see, do like a sweepy motion so it's not so blunt. So that's how I do it. May blend it out with my finger. So that's typically what I do. I'm not going to add no lip gloss or nothing because this hair gonna get all up on it. I ain't got time. What I'm going to set my face with is this is my absolutely favorite setting spray. I feel like it gives you a nice natural finish. You're not mattes, but you're not dewies, like you're right in between. It smells kind of good. I do need to re-up. I was actually looking for some when I went to Ulta. They didn't have any. I do recommend this lash glue. I love it. The Kiss Strip Adhesive Lash Glue is white, but it dries clear, and it gets very nice and tacky, and it keeps your lashes on all day, and it's also easy to take off. I used to use hair glue and people used to come at me, girl, and I still didn't care. But once I use this, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so much better and it doesn't pull your eyelashes out. So alright, y'all, since I'm giving y'all the real, you know what I'm saying, everybody, you know, you're gonna be trying to watch this tutorial and be like, every YouTuber try to make it look all perfect and stuff. It's not always a perfect application, and this is one of the cases of it. So as I was about to put my lashes on, I just saw a few things that could be fixed, which is a little bit of blotchiness up under here and cracking. So I'm just going to go on with the same Laura's Mercier setting powder, so it could be the same color, and I'm just powdering it in a little bit just so it can look a little more clean. This little patchy area, it's not that noticeable, so I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not going to add the powder foundation like I said I would. And I also forgot to mention, y'all, I do use some mascara on my bottom lashes. So I will do that after applying the lashes, and that just makes your eye pop a little bit more. And I do add and I do add some eyeliner to my waterline, y'all. So I kind of put it like, can y'all see me? Makes a difference from that eye to that eye. I think I got distracted with the video, and I'm like, girl, you ain't finished your face. Why you told these folk you done? I'm not done. And the same pencil, this nice little skinny brush here, I'm going to go in with the same chocolates palette, and I'm going to, that's not the chocolates palette, that's the News palette, girl. I'm gonna go in with the same light color, and I like to put it under my waterline. You don't see much of a difference, but I feel like it brightens up your eye, especially if it's a bit patchy. And then I'll take this brown color, and I do like an ombre effect, and I do this a lot, okay? This is not just like a makeup look for today. This is actually how I do. Blend it down a little bit, and then what I do is I take the darkest color in here, which is this one, and I try to keep it more so on the outer corner. So that's how I do that, y'all. And I think it's really pretty. It brings some character to your bottom lashes. But I'll go ahead and add the mascara on it too before I do the lashes, just so y'all could kind of see what I was talking about. Look at this eye, look at that eye. So much more dramatic, so pretty. So you could kind of mess around, do what you want. If you don't want to do what I do, you gotta do what I do. But this is what I do, girl. And I always add some mascara to the top lashes too, just because they're so thin. I want my falsies to have something to grab and grip onto, because when they're thin like that, girl, they just be invisible, okay? And I always use the same highlighter that I use all over my face. So that's going to be the same out of this palette. And this is my secret, y'all. I put a little bit right here on that little line on your lip. And I do it on both sides. You see that? And then I also add it in the corners of my eye. You could do as much intensity as you want to. You can blend it out. You can leave it. When it comes to makeup, y'all, there's no perfect wrong or right way. You just have fun. Now, normally I always have some kind of wing liner on my everyday looks, but I literally ran out of all gel and liquid liners. So I'm just using the darkest color in that same Chocolates palette and just kind of giving me like a little winged out with the shadow so it can give me the look that I love. Alright, y'all, so that concludes my everyday makeup look slash get to know me a little bit better. I like doing these videos. I like chatting with you guys and just chatting it up and getting cute all at the same time. It was super fun. Yeah, y'all know I done popped in a pair of contacts. So these are the ice brown. Can y'all get a close look and put this light right there? You see that? These are the ice brown from TTDI. Promo code is Carrie if you want to save yourself a little coin. All of the information will be linked in the description box below. All of the products I use will be linked below. So be sure to go ahead and check it out, you guys. If you have any questions, definitely drop a comment down below. Let me know if you're feeling this everyday makeup look, girl. This is literally what I do every day because it's just the easiest. It's straight to it, go with everything. It's just cute, you know? You feel me? Do you like this look or not? But anyways, I'm going to wrap this video on up because the video is long enough. I will see you guys in my next video. Stay tuned for the whip review. Peace.
Love interrupted by tragedy, lost in the drought of nightfall, running in search of the rain.